Avatar: The Way of Water is just around the corner, and according to reports, it needs to become the third or fourth highest grossing movie of all time to even break profit. Hello everyone, my name is Jesse and welcome to Film Talks, a channel where I love to talk about all things movies and TV. Avatar: The Way of Water is only about a week and a half away now, and according to James Cameron, the director himself, this movie was so expensive to make it needs to become the third or fourth highest grossing movie of all time to even break a profit. So today I'm going to rank the top 5 highest grossing movies of all time and see what movies Avatar has to compete with to break a profit. So here's my ranking of the top 5 highest grossing movies of all time, from the worst to the best. Kicking off my list in 5th place is Titanic, another one of James Cameron's movies. I don't have anything against this movie. I think it's a really good movie. I think it's a really well-made movie. I love all the actors in their roles. Leonardo DiCaprio does a great job. This movie grossed $2.2 billion at the box office, which is impressive because the movie came out more than 20 years ago, and it came out in 1997. So the fact that it was able to gross that much is pretty impressive. And I think it's a really good movie. It's an enjoyable movie. I've only seen it once. I think my only issue with this movie is that it's a little bit too long. I think it could be 20-30 minutes shorter. It's 3 hours and 14 minutes, and I just think that's a little long for this movie. That's really my only drawback on it at all, is that I think it's a little bit too long, but everything about this movie I really enjoy. In 4th place, I have Star Wars: The Force Awakens. This movie grossed just over $2 billion at the box office, and I'm surprised it didn't gross more, honestly, because this was the return of Star Wars after a full decade. And this was the first Star Wars movie that I saw in theaters, so I will always remember it for that. And I think it is a pretty enjoyable Star Wars movie. I don't like it nearly as much as some of the others, obviously. But I like all the characters in it. I enjoy Kylo Ren as a villain. Poe Dameron and Finn, Rey, BB-8, they're all great additions to the cast. And it's definitely my favorite out of the newer trilogy. So I enjoy this movie. Not my favorite Star Wars film, but an okay one. In 3rd place, I have Avengers Endgame, the second highest grossing movie of all time, and the highest grossing MCU film. This is one of my favorite MCU movies. I will never forget seeing it in theaters. I think this is the MCU movie that I was the most excited, that I remember being the most excited for ever, even more than Spider-Man No Way Home. I remember buying a shirt, not this shirt, with all the characters and Thanos on it. I remember buying that shirt specifically to wear to the movie. I saw the movie day after it came out on April 27th. And this is one of my favorite theater experiences that I've ever had. My crowd was really excited to see the movie, and I remember watching the trailers on loop for this movie. Trailers came out, and I would watch them almost every day up until the release of the movie, and I will just never forget freaking out when Cap lifts Mjolnir. That's probably the part that I got excited for the most, is Cap lifting Mjolnir. There's a lot of moments in this movie that made me really excited, and I love this movie. I love it. Iron Man's death will never not make me emotional, and this movie is just really great. In 2nd place, I have Avengers Infinity War. I love Avengers Endgame, but I like Avengers Infinity War just a little bit more. This is, again, one of my favorite MCU movies, and I think what works about this movie more than Endgame is Avengers Infinity War is Thanos' movie. It's not really an Avengers movie. It's a Thanos movie. It's about Thanos' journey on completing his quest, completing his mission, getting all 6 Infinity Stones. And Thanos is my favorite MCU villain. He's an amazing villain in this movie. And this is one of the only, if not the only, MCU film to show the villain winning. Thanos is victorious in this movie. And he's just a great, like I said, he's a great villain. He's my favorite MCU villain. All the Avengers have great interactions in this movie. Iron Man and Doctor Strange, and the Guardians meeting Iron Man and Strange and the others, Spider-Man. I love all the interactions in this movie. And I just really like this movie. I think my only drawback on it is Thanos' snap. While I wasn't shocked by Thanos' snap, but it is still a surprising moment, especially the first time you watch it in theaters. It's a very surprising moment. But since we know the characters are coming back, you don't really feel it as much as you should, I don't think. It doesn't really feel the same after a rewatch, and especially after Avengers Endgame came out, because you know all the characters are coming back. Even the first time seeing it, you walk out of the theater and you know the Avengers are coming back in the sequel, so you don't really feel like they're gone. You don't really feel their deaths as much as you should. I think that's my one negative on this movie. But in first place, I have Avatar. This is the movie that Avatar: The Way of Water is a sequel to, obviously. And it is the highest grossing film of all time, grossing $2.9 billion, almost $3 million. And the Avatar re-release in theaters back in September definitely helped with that number. I think it went up almost $100 million with re-releasing it in theaters. And I don't think it was necessary to have a sequel to this movie at all. I think this is a really good one-off movie. The visuals are great. The characters are all very likable at one point or another, except this guy. And what James Cameron was able to do with this movie is just amazing. I love this movie. You fall in love with the characters, you fall in love with the world, with Pandora. So, while I don't think it was necessary for this movie to have a sequel, I am excited to see Avatar: The Way of Water, and I'm very excited to spend more time in Pandora. So, this Avatar is probably one of my favorite movies of all time, and it is my favorite movie on this list. That is my ranking of the top 5 highest grossing movies of all time, and I forgot to mention this in the intro, but not only are these the top 5 highest grossing movies of all time, but these are also the only 5 movies to ever gross $2 billion at the box office. So that is my ranking of these 5 movies. What is your ranking of the top 5 highest grossing movies of all time? Let me know down in the comments below. Are you excited for Avatar: The Way of Water? Let me know. And do you think that Avatar: The Way of Water can overtake the 3rd or 4th highest grossing movie on this list? Let me know. And until next time, like this video if you enjoyed it, subscribe to my channel so you never miss another one of my videos, and I will see you in my next review.